All right, y'all. So welcome back to your boys' channel, man. So I'm gonna show y'all how I made this beat real quick. I already made it. Yeah, because I was having some technical difficulties earlier with my sound and all that good stuff. So I'm just gonna show you how I did it, and we'll go from there. All right, cool, great, good. Let's hear the beat first. So let's pretty much break it down for you, track by track. So I got this sample here that I got from Splice. Excuse me. I got this Splice sample that originally sounded like this. Just pressing buttons, aren't we, Eugene? So that's a sample. And then I just went down 3 notes, and I got that, that old F sharp. And so what I usually like to do when I make beats, man, like I like to take the sample and then like pitch it up times 12. You know what I'm saying? Just to get that high part. And just because I like that, you know what I'm saying? And it gives another effect to the sample. So the next sound that I added here was the higher pitched, what I was telling you about. So let's get to it. See how it's pitched up higher? So yeah, that's what I do. That's what I did with that one. So the very next sound I did was the clear tone hats. Jeez, I'm doing that all the time. I gotta stop. Clear tone hats. That are these bad boys right here. And so what I usually like to do is because usually it starts off like this, or the attack is a little pulled back. So I put the attack all the way down, turn the hold. It's just the length of the note, and then you get this a quick cutoff. So the next one, so I did these hi-hats. They're a little trappish. Mapped them out myself. So it's just this little sound. I got that from the Slap Experts. Excuse me, Slap Experts. God, that's a tongue twister. I got it from Slap Experts from their drum kit. From the Slap Experts Slap X kit, the percussion loops. So if you ever want to, you know what I'm saying, take that hi-hat, it's in there. The next one was the snare, the brash hard snare. I think I got this from Decap. Oh yeah, I did, from Decap Drums That Knock 9. So what I did was actually double up the snare. So I got that snare, and I did the Dat Punch snare, which is also from the Decap Drums That Knock 9 joint. So the next one I did was so I used the Cymatics piano roll. Wow. So I used the Cymatics bass kit. What's it called? Yeah. So the Goliath, the 808 kit, Cymatics 808 kit. So if you want to, yeah, see, look at that deep bass, that deep. It's called Goliath. So if you ever want to get those 808s, you can. Yeah, that's where you get that deep ass growl. So I did the same thing what I did with the hi-hats. So you see how I did notice I didn't have that in the screen. All right, so I usually take the hi-hats usually start off like this, or most sounds that come in the FL Studios have this little situation going on. Right? So in order, because you already know how attacks work, you press it, but it doesn't, the sound doesn't necessarily, it crescendos into the sound. So this is where, the sound starts immediately as soon as you touch the key. Gosh, I cannot talk. Yeah, so immediately as you touch the key. So that's what I did with the 808 as well. See, you can see there where I have the hold. Yeah, man. But, so that's when on and off. You can usually accomplish that thing with a cutoff, but this one's easier, and yeah, and you have way more control over it. So the next sound I have is, so what I did was, so I have the kicks here next. And what I did was, all I did was copy how the bass was. So you see how the bass is just like this. So I just took that, I copied it. Oh, Jesus. This thing was just hiding down there. All right, so I took that and I copied it. So you copy and then went straight to the drums, and paste. And what that did was, obviously, it made it look like the copy of the bass, but I just went back in there and just moved all the kicks back down to C5, so you can get that pop. So I have the kicks under the 808s. They're hitting this exact same time. So you get that nice little and the 808 boom at the same time. There's a whole chaining process that I could get into, but I don't want to get into it right now. We'll get into that later. Next sound I have is this arcade sound. So I use arcade a lot, actually. And this is, so where's my arcade? Took this bad boy. And so I used this sound here. I don't even know what it sounds like. I forgot. Y'all see, so I basically just played that one single note and flipped it. And I added some effects on it. It's not the normal effects. Next, I then came in and used another sample, but it's like a, what can I say? This is just like for the lead sound, so it's like a little guitar. So that's when the hook actually comes in. That's the the main piece of it, the main sound, or the driving sound. Excuse me. Look, bro, I don't know terminology. Most niggas don't anyway. So here we are. All right, and we got a few more sounds. I got my arcade again, but this time I'm using, like, so I'm like really big on vocal samples, and so this is what I have for the vocal sample. Yeah, so if you ever wanted to get or use these sounds, it's from Arcade, from the Retro Tongues on the Hooked set of sounds. So they have like a whole bank. It's called Hooked. And there's like a whole bunch of different settings or whatever that you can go through, man. And this is like my favorite one. I love, like, because it just makes you, it just resembles old, like, chopped up samples and stuff. So the next one is used another sample, but I think I got this one from Slap Experts again. Let me see. Yep, I did. It's the Seinfeld percussion loop. So we'll go back down to Slap X. Well, this is what it sounds like. Yeah, that. And again, Slap X. It's like a collaboration of a couple of producers, like really, really dope producers. Curtis King, Oh Gosh, Nabian. Yeah, those are the three owners of that of Slap Experts. Oh, and Nicholas Gray. Apologize. So yeah, so those four gentlemen, those four great producers, they put together these. They have a website actually called slapexperts.com. So if you want to check them out and get all their drum kits, it's not just this one. There's a whole bunch of them, and they sell in drum kits individually as well. So y'all definitely go check those out. So yeah, I definitely use their stuff a lot. So yeah, if you ever want to, here it is, Slap Experts right here. It's in the Slap X. Yeah, so it's in that one. Slap X drum kit is where you're gonna find some of these percussion loops. So the very next sound I have next is, and I apologize if I'm taking too long. Like, this is like the very first time I'm doing this, so I apologize, guys. So we'll get better as time comes. Because I know people like to see breakdowns of how you make these beats. So the next one I hear, this is something I usually do. It's like my own personal sound. So I'll just take an open hi-hat and just reverse it. But I've created my own sound, and it just sounds like this. Oh, so you can see it. Yeah, it's just the reverse hi-hat, open hi-hat. And that's my sound. That's what I do. Next one, I think I added like some extra perks just because, like, I don't know, I wanted to make the beat sound a little more full, and I used this West Coast drum kit. I don't know who owns it. I got it and didn't get the name to it. So shout out to the person who got this, who made this drum kit. I appreciate you, because you guys have some good stuff going on in here. Ooh, excuse me. So perk 12, it's this one. It's normally a West Coast sound, but for this beat, I think it served its purpose. And then last but not least, I believe we have another Slap X sample that I used. Yeah. Oh, no. I'm sorry. It's from the same drum kit, from the West Coast drum kit. Cool. Well, it's perk 31. That's the normal sound, and I just slowed it down. And so that is all the sounds that I did for this beat. So if you guys want to actually hear the beat, here it goes. right, well, that's gonna be my time for this beat. Join me again. Again, I'm trying to build more content, trying to see where I fit in with this whole social media and YouTube content creating stuff, man. So, I'm gonna do my very, very best to stay as consistent as possible. So, drop a like. Keep me in these fields. Keep me in the algorithm, or get me in the algorithm, so I can start creating more. So it makes more sense. I'll be here a lot more. Doing lives and all that good stuff. So again, thank you for enjoying. This is Eugene O'Neal, and I'm out. Peace.